The Denver Nuggets are good. They're really good.
Yeah.
They were the 1 seed in the West. And all year long, the narrative has been, let's see what happens when the playoffs hit. The narrative has been, okay, good to know you're number one. Good to know that you had the best record in the West, which is all season long been acknowledged as the deepest end of the NBA pool, certainly more than the Eastern Conference, which was assumed to be just a 3-team race between the Bucks, Sixers, and Celtics. And we all know the Heat are the closest team as we converse right now to the NBA Finals in the East, as they are up 1-0 in that conference finals going into tonight's game 2. And so what was essentially the issue regular season for the Nuggets, because the Grizzlies are the Grizzlies, and we were all paying attention to them because Dillon Brooks is Dillon Brooks, and John Morant was doing crazy things, as we know. Kevin Durant acquired by the Suns. The defending champs of the Warriors, we were talking about what was wrong with them all season long and can they make the playoffs. And then you had the Lakers. Then you had your Clippers, TJ. Mm-hmm. Then you also had the Dallas Mavericks acquiring Kyrie Irving at the same time that the Suns are acquiring Kevin Durant. Nets breaking up, and the West gets deeper. And the Nuggets keep winning. And then they take a 2-0 lead in this Western Conference Finals. First game, they blew out the Lakers in the first half and then held on for dear life. Mm-hmm. And we were all in the media discussing how the Lakers made some maneuvers in the second half that they could take into game 2. And sure enough, game 2, the Lakers had this thing in their back pocket, it felt like.
Yeah.
With the way that they were playing, defense, that even though the Nuggets were still making some transition baskets that you were kind of scratching your head like, are the Lakers ever going to stop the ball in a transition moment for the Nuggets? But the Lakers took a double-digit lead, and it didn't seem like the Nuggets were showing up in the manner that we were accustomed to. Jokic dominating and distributing, and then everyone else making their threes. The Nuggets were just shooting everything but the lights out. Just 7 threes in the first 3 quarters of this game. Jamal Murray, 5 of 17 from the floor in the first 3 quarters of this game. And then the fourth quarter hit. And then the Nuggets, as we have seen all season long, started making their threes. And the transition game was difficult to stop. And Murray was heat checking nonstop. One heat check shot after another, and then shots that he had to make or had to put up because there were just 2 seconds, 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and he's draining threes. And after making just 7 threes in the first 3 quarters, the Nuggets made 7 threes in the fourth quarter, led by Jamal Murray, going 6 for 7 in the fourth quarter, including 4 threes in a 15-1 run that just flipped the script and ended the game, despite Austin Reeves doing his best to put the scare back in the Nuggets, who move on, as a 1 seed should do, 2-0. As a 1 seed should do against a 7-seeded team, 2-0. And then the Nuggets have, on top of their shooting and their 2-time MVP and their transition game, and on occasion, they can play some defense. On top of all of that, what they have is a very rare breed in this sports world. Very, very rare breed in this sports world, which is a 1 seed with the best record in the best conference in a sport, playing the "they don't believe in us" card.
Also with the best player.
Yeah. They are playing that card, the disrespect card. Now, I remember Brady did that once heading off to a Super Bowl. Nobody believes in us, and he already had 5 rings in his pocket.
Right.
And everyone's just like, tell me who doesn't believe in Tom Brady heading off to the Super Bowl? Like, which individual that fogs up a mirror on planet Earth believes that? And we're all like, yeah, sure, whatever. But this is a team that is playing the disrespect card, and Mike Malone let everybody know who is up 2-0, the head coach of the Nuggets, last night.
You win game 1 of the playoffs, and all everybody talked about was the Lakers. Let's be honest. That was a national narrative was, hey, the Lakers are fine. They're down 1-0, but they figured something out. No one talked about Nikola just had a historic performance. He's got 13 triple-doubles now, third all time. What he's doing is just incredible, but the narrative wasn't about the Nuggets. The narrative wasn't about Nikola. The narrative is about the Lakers and their adjustments. Mm-hmm. So, you put that in your pipe, you smoke it, and you come back, and you know what? We're going to go up 2-0.
Jamal Murray clearly picking up what the coach is putting down and buying what the coach is selling. This is what Murray had to say afterwards.
Yeah, the outside noise is the outside noise. We're the Denver Nuggets. We're used to that. We used to, even when we win, they talk about the other team. We beat the Clippers in the bubble. They talk about the other team. Same old. It just fuels us a little more, and it'll be sweeter when we win the chip.
Two things that I just want to say right here off of all this. Number one, the Nuggets are now as close as they've ever been to the NBA Finals. The last time that they were 2 wins away from the NBA Finals is when they were in the Western Conference Finals in the 2008-2009 season with George Karl, who I saw was at the game last night, against the Lakers. They lost that series in 6 after being tied at 2 apiece. And so it's been a while for the Nuggets. And then on top of it as well, this is the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. In the NFL, when the Dallas Cowboys lose a game that they should win, how many times do we talk about the Cowboys blowing it rather than the team that actually beat the Cowboys? I will say pretty much every time.
Yeah, way too often.
Every time. So the Lakers clearly are the team everybody's talking about. LeBron James on. This is the obvious, though. Second thing is, I think we have something to do with this here on the Rich Eisen Show. If I'm not mistaken, while I was out of commission, Susie, you were sitting in this chair chatting with our dear friend Lisa Salters.
I was.
Who, as we all know, is the sideline reporter for the, if you will, A team for the worldwide leader in sports, Mike Breen and Van Gundy and Mark Jackson and Lisa Salters. And she came on this show and you asked her about the Game 1 performance by Jokic, one of the now 2 triple-doubles he's had in the first 2 games of this conference championship. And as Malone pointed out, 13th triple-double. I'm assuming when he says that, it's the playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
So, and she said that she was sleeping, admittedly, on Jokic, and that's the first time that she had seen him play. And when I heard that, and I saw you were chatting with her, Suze, I knew what she meant. First time she'd seen him play
in person.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting roasted right now. Oh, it's the lead team for the partner of the NBA that will bring you the NBA Finals again, with Lisa Salters on the sideline again. And she's like sleeping on the 2-time MVP because she's never seen him before. And it's like,
that's not what she meant, people.
It's not at all what she meant at all. And Suze, let me ask you this question. When you were doing sidelines for ABC, TNT, did you ever choose which game you were covering? Did they ever ask you? Were you ever asked by TNT or ABC or ESPN management where you want to go?
Hey, Susie, which playoff round do you want to be in or where you want to be? You know what you do? You get your tickets and research, and you get on a plane. This is not up to Lisa. This is so insane. And oh, by the way, because I've been friends with her for 25 years, she's always watching games. She's always working. Single mom, great kid Sam, works her tail off.
Oh, yeah.
We have no control over where we go. I mean, back off.
Do you wonder how many times do you think Tracy Wolfson at CBS has seen Trevor Lawrence play in person?
Probably never.
How many times do you think she's seen Justin Herbert play in person? A handful of times, maybe?
Maybe a couple?
Because she was always, for years, watching Brady. Mm-hmm. And she right now, I mean, Jim Nantz came on. We talked with Jim about it. Jim Nantz came on last week, and he's saying that he and Romo and Tracy Wolfson may cover 9 Chiefs games this year. 9. And how many times do you think Aaron Andrews has seen Kyler Murray play live? How many times has Fox gone to Arizona or put the Cardinals in the late window when she was with Buck and Aikman and now with Burkhardt and Olsen? How many, do you see what you picking up what I'm putting down here?
Yeah.
Is that the reason that the Nuggets have not been part of the a game package. It's a fact. And yes, we as a nation are sleeping on Jokic. We have been. Now we talk about him because he's won 2 MVP awards, and we talked about him in the bubble because of how far they went against the Lakers before losing that. But let's not, roast Lisa Salters for saying, you know what, I've never seen him play live, and I'm sleeping on him, and friends of mine are calling me up saying, see what you're missing? Because she's been at Warriors, Lakers, Sixers, Celtics.
Couple Heat.
Maybe. I'm serious. Maybe. Or Suns when Durant, or last few years, Suns were a 60-win team a couple years ago. So let's not jump all over her. But in this day and age when teams are playing the disrespect card, and I think Michael Malone was talking about what a lot of people did here in the media, which is like, hey, 1 game's to none. Lakers are down, because we do view things through the Lakers prism for many reasons. And we were saying, because we're in the media, and Luke Russard's about to join us, sports is just like politics. It's horse race. Is this gonna be a blowout? Lakers going to get blown out? Well, I don't know. I mean, they figured some stuff out in that second half. And Rui Hachimura, remember we were talking about him yesterday? And he had an incredible game last night, which is a very passive-aggressive way of me reminding everybody I was right.
Got to get that in.
But that's what we do. And guess what? Nuggets beat the Lakers. Nuggets beat the Heat/Celtics. And guess where Lisa Salters and Mike Breen are going to be winding up at a lot? Denver.
By the way, win it all, they'll be there a lot more.
That's what I'm saying. They'll be there.
Period.
Yeah.
But don't take it out on Lisa. Take it out on the ESPN scheduling if you have to.
Well, I just
But
remember.
don't take it out on Lisa.
I remember
That's
one
insane.
year I was doing which Super Bowl was it? In Tampa, between Arizona and the Steelers. The one where, Harrison went off all Matrix at the end of the first half. And I just remember, doing NFL Total Access live in Tampa on a Monday night, day before Media Day, and we were welcoming in Adrian Wilson of the Cardinals, who is that hardened hitting safety of the NFC champion Cardinals, and Ken Wisenhunt, the coach. Here they are coming up next. We show them walking up on the stage, going to break, and as soon as we go to break, Wisenhunt looks at me and goes, I heard what you said about us. I'm like, what? And Adrian Wilson was staring a hole through me. Literally, I felt it burning. And I looked at Ken. I'm like, what? So, of course, me. My mind is racing, going through my last 3 weeks of having a microphone attached to my tie. I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell did I say about them? I said nothing about them. Nothing denigrating about them. And so I just said, all right, coach, I'll bite. Like, what did I say? He goes, you said we were the worst playoff team in the history of the NFL playoffs. And I'm like, I never said anything like that. And then I realized, oh, God, who said that on Inside the NFL? Chris Collinsworth said it. And I said to him, Coach, Chris Collinsworth said it, not me. And I could have, showed him my, as to date, 0 Emmy Awards compared to Collinsworth at 19 million. We could have also compared bank accounts at the time, too, just to show I'm not Collinsworth, But there was no convincing him.
Oh, he still thought, because you told me that
there
story.
There was
but
no convincing him.
It wasn't.
Because he was so locked in, and his team was so locked in on buying the disrespect card. And he was playing it every single second. And it's rare to see a top-seeded team do that. But the Nuggets are doing it, and it's working. And if I'm Malone, I'm like, I'm putting every terabyte of bulletin board material in front of my team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let them listen to local radio here as soon as they land. Let them see all the Laker flags in this town. It's like waving a red flag in front of a bull, and they are up 2-0, and they are putting it in a lot of pipes and smoking it right now because they smoked the Lakers last night when you thought this thing would be even coming back to L.A.
Disrespect is real.
That's it. So, 2 things. 1, I get it. 2, let's lay off Lisa. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.